How you doing, baby? Happy Monday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel. Coffee and Conversation with Shakenya. And hit subscribe. Look at some of the videos, guys, please, and share some of them. Yeah, if you stumble upon one of them and it made sense to you, you probably experienced the same thing, or you heard it, or you looked it up, and it was right on point. I think I deserve to share. If you come here in the morning, I think I deserve for you to share at least a video. If you stop by twice a week, because I'm here every morning, damn near. I know you was looking for me yesterday, but I had to get my life. I had to get myself in order, right? So yeah, I had to take a little minute away from you. But yeah, I mean, I'm here today, right? It's Monday. And I ain't even supposed to be coming home on the weekend anyway. When I do come on Saturday and Sunday, it's just a treat. Yeah, so don't be tripping too much. Don't trip too hard on me, right? But we're raising our daughter still. And we in part 110. Yep, these just the steps that I'm taking to raise them, make sure I do right by them. Yep, and I was doing a pretty good job. Oh yeah, I was doing a pretty good. So in 2017, we was doing good. Yep, the girls are like 14 and 18. The boys are 30, 28, 26. No addictions, no mental health issues. Nobody suffering from any childhood trauma, and we could have had that. Yeah, by me getting custody of my two younger brothers, it could have been some issues there, some dysfunctions. It could have been some, growing up without a mom, me having to raise them. I'm their sister. I mean, there's some different dynamics going on there. Me disciplining him the way that I did. Yep, he was very upset with me. He was one of those children that didn't like to get whooped. But he was also one of those children that was bad as hell. He was the only one of the children that had to get whooped, to be honest with you. I never put hands on the girls at all. Didn't have to. I choked that oldest one up one time, but that was it. I tell you, one time, that was it. I ain't have to whoop them. Right? Discipline was instilled. Yep, it was instilled. Good morning, Craig. It was instilled with the boys, and so by me being able to be a woman and handle boys, all three of them was under my control. Right? I'm going to say it. They were under my control. I was able to look at the boys and they was able to. So to be honest with you, they assisted with the discipline when it came to the girls. Right? So everybody was raised in the dynamics of being a good example for the next. Right? So they behaved themselves. Right? And by them being boys and behaving themselves, yeah, it wasn't hard for the girls to fall in line. Right? So they knew right from wrong, what they can and cannot do, because not only am I on you, but the boys is on that ass too, right? Because I raised them to be protectors, right? So they ain't letting them do too much either. So if they not with me on the range, they got them on the range. They not going too far, and ain't too many people gonna be able to get close to them, right? So yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. But yeah, that Jay, he was mad at me for a minute for whooping that ass. But once I let him know that I didn't just whoop, I had to let him see the difference from me whooping him because he did something and me whooping him because I'm upset or had a bad day or just every day. That's my behavior. I'm coming in, I'm going upside all y'all heads because I'm mad at the boss or I'm mad or... No. Hands were only put upon him when he did something wrong, because I felt like that was the only way. That was how I was taught. I got my ass whooped when I was bad. It worked for me. I used to get paddled at school only twice, but still, it worked for me, right? So, yeah, physical discipline was what I used with my children, and it worked until it didn't work, right? Got to a point where I just stopped whooping because it wasn't helping, right? But it built up to that. Right? So, yeah, he could have had some childhood trauma as a result of that. Yeah, so I made sure I tended to their mental health. So at this point in 2017, we good. Yep. Everybody is working on a plan. So by this time, I done instilled in the children the importance of having a plan. So it's not matter. It really wasn't the importance of what they did, as far as career-wise, right? Long as it was legal. But yeah, it was just a matter of having a plan to get there. So that's one thing. You don't want your child to be out here with no plan. Just out here in this world, in this society, the way it's set up, just out here. That's a nightmare for me as a parent. A child that has grown up with structure and grown up with a plan or grown up with a certain idea, and now that they're adults, all that's kind of thrown away, like, and they want to do something different. That's a nightmare for a parent like me. Yeah. So we're doing good. Everybody is working on a plan. The girls are focused on their education. In 2017, very focused. By me instilling, that teaching that class, furthering their education and putting such emphasis on it, right? Yeah, that's all they focused on for real, right? And it's all good. Yeah, that oldest in the nursing program. Yeah, because see, in our village, my bonus mom, meaning my stepmom, we call them bonus moms here. My bonus mom, her mother had about 8 sisters, and all of them were nurses. So when my baby would go over there on the weekends, and all she seen was big pictures throughout their beautiful home of all the faces of those nurses with their uniforms on, right? All the sisters. So I'm quite sure that contributed to her making her decision when I asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up. She said she wanted to be a nurse, right? I know it helped influence mine because I did want to be one too when I was younger. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a doctor. Yeah, I wanted to be a whole lot of stuff, right? So yeah, when I asked her, she wanted to be a nurse. She was set on that. It was like a dream. So I made sure I encouraged her, made sure she had that confidence build up. Her grades were good. She's no reason why you can't do it, right? I encourage my children. The sky's the limit. There ain't nothing you can't do. You want to be president? Okay, let's start your campaigning right now. Yeah, anything you want to do, anything you want to be, I'm going to be that person to push it. I'm going to make you see it. You're going to see the vision. You're going to see yourself in that position. Leave it up to me. So I'm quite sure with me encouraging her, she saw herself as a nurse, right? So yeah, when she graduated, went straight to it. Because see, at 17, and when I was 17, I had a baby, right? So me wanting to be all these things, not to say I couldn't have done it, but it was very difficult with a child. Yeah, taking care of myself and then taking care of a kid, yeah, it was a little hard for me. It was enough energy for me just to go to work and make sure we had what we needed, right? So to go off to school again and then with the baby, fix it, Jesus. I love my son, but I wanted to make sure my daughters were able to go further than I did, right? So breaking that generational curse, having babies at 17, yeah, I was determined to make sure, right? So yeah, she was able to go straight into the nursing program after she graduated because she didn't have no kids. Yeah, she had no babies to take care of, no responsibilities on that level, right? So yeah, she wanted to be a model. Yeah, when she was a kid, every picture that I took of her, she's striking her pose. Every one. So that's part of her dream, being a model. So by 2017, when I seen she wasn't gonna let that dream go, yeah, that's when we took that trip to Ohio so she can get a professional photo shoot. So at this point in 2017, we working on comp cards, we working on reels, we working on trying to get a resume together. We trying to find a way to get her out here, right? Because this is what she want to do. This is part of her dream, right? So yeah, making her dream her reality is what the mission was. Same as the baby. By this time, she's at Cass Tech in 2017. Yeah, because when she left me, she was going to her 11th grade in Cass Tech. She had maintained damn near straight A's throughout her whole academic career. It just seemed like my kids were getting better and better. The boy was good. The oldest daughter was great, and that baby was fantastic, right? Yeah, it got better and better. right? So yeah, going to college, that wasn't far-fetched. Yeah, so by this time we having talks about college and just trying to narrow down which one she wanted to go to. I was actually encouraging her going to the school that her daddy and her TT went to, right? Because by her being a fixture in both of our households after the breakup, yeah, I'm quite sure that was a vision that he probably had for her. So I was all for that because I didn't have that in my house, my home, in our village, as far as one college and all the family. Yeah, everybody went, few people had to, yeah, but to have a situation where both the family members went, or the mom and dad went, and then the grandparents went too. Yeah, the Cosby Show. Yeah, grew up on the Cosby Show, so you already know. Yeah, so that would have been something that I would have been encouraging. But by this time, she wasn't sure. So we narrowing it down. But this is where we at in 2017. Yeah. So again, my contributions: watching the Cosby Show, having the girls watch the Cosby Show, having the girls watch A Different World, seeing me go to school, seeing me graduate, right? Us attending our cousin's graduation for both her master's degrees. So those are two separate ceremonies, right? And she's light-skinned, just like me. Representation is very important. So for us to be light-skinned and together, she's seeing that. Oh, it's very important, right? Them visiting my little sister at school, right? And she has a master's in social work. So yeah, it was destined for them to further their education. That's all they saw, right? On our side of the family. So fix it, Jesus, seeing those nurses. Yeah, both the girls would go visit our bonus mom, my bonus mom, right? So they both were exposed to that. Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, her going away to school, we were all waiting for that moment. Yeah, we were all waiting for that moment. Fix it, Jesus, fix it, fix it. So to be shut out, my family should have been there for her send-off. When she go away to college, her open house. I would call her and ask her when it is, because by this time she's staying with Dad, right? So I'm not getting no information. I'm not getting no feedback. Dad not in contact with me about nothing. She rarely calls me and come and sees me. Yeah, it's crazy because when she was living with me, I dropped her off every weekend like clockwork. It was a few weekends she probably missed and was probably with me, but for the most part, I shared her with him equally. She was there throughout the summer, but for her to go there with him and then I hear nothing, it was a complete shutout. As soon as I dropped her off that night, here it is, I'm thinking I'm dropping her off to a safe space. Yeah, that's the first time we argued that night. I felt like if she go over Dad's house, she'd be safe, let it blow over. That was part of his plan. Yeah, that was us arguing. Oh yeah, I sent her over there because I knew if I would have took her home, I probably would have put hands on her. First of all, you raised your voice at me, right? So yeah, I'm quite sure the conversation wouldn't have ended well. So I'm thinking I'm doing a good thing. I shared her with this man all this time. His house is a safe space. But nope, that was the plan to get her there. Because I didn't hear from him after that. I haven't heard from my baby daddy in 6 years. First time I seen him was at her event last month. In 6 years. A man that I used to text whenever I had her at the jail tour. I used to text whenever I rode her on my motorcycle. I would text whenever we were at an event or a function. I would call if it was anything of importance that no contact. So I know it was part of the plan. Yeah, because if she was staying with him, that shouldn't justify me not being a part of her life. Yeah, remember I let the oldest daughter stay with her dad and his wife when I had to get my schedule changed throughout the separation and the divorce period. Yeah, I was still her mother. Yeah, they still respected me as mom. She still treated me as mom. So why would her want to stay with her father change my role or take me out of her life, right? So yeah, it was part of a plan. Fix it, Jesus, fix it, fix it. Yep. My family should have been there. Yeah. Fix it, Jesus. Her going off to school that first day, me being the type of mom that I am, decorating their rooms and stuff like that, I dreamt of decorating her dorm room, right? That trip, her first day of school, to get her settled in, should have been Dad, his mother, her TT, her child, or whoever else is with them, It should have been me, my son, my daughter, my brother, my nieces, my nephews, my grandchildren, and whoever else wanted to come along for the ride, right? We all should have been there present. That same seed that was planted in her and my daughter when they went away to go see my sister at school is the same seeds that should have been planted in all my grandchildren and my nieces. That same seed should have been planted for them to know that they can go to school too, right? Why deprive all of us of that opportunity? He deprived all of us of that opportunity. Not being at her graduation, those same group of people should have been there at her graduation. It shouldn't have just been dad and his mother and his TT and his side of the family. That wasn't all the support that she had. She had major support with us. We attended every event. We took off work and attended every ELA presentation. Dad never did that, right? Yeah, we should have been there, right? We shouldn't have been excluded as a family. Fix it, Jesus. Selfish people. Yeah. Yep. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. That seed should have been planted by her. Yeah. She had obligations to our family. She was a fixture in our household as well as his. She had a place in our lives. Yeah. She had a place in the cleaning company. Yeah. She used to act like a supervisor. Yeah. She was definitely on her way of hiring her own people. Yeah. At her age, she would have had employees. Right? Fix it. Jesus. She played a part in the youth program. Her and my daughters were mentors. Yeah. When we had family meetings with the girls, they were mentors. Yeah. Fix it, Jesus, fix it. We were filming for the trailer of my book. She was a character in the trailer for the book. We had 4 more scenes to film. Fix it, Jesus, fix it. Yeah. She had a role in our life, and she had responsibilities as a daughter. She had responsibilities as a little sister. She had responsibilities as an auntie, as a cousin, as a granddaughter. Yeah. Why would she not know her place in our life? Yeah. And how important she was to our family. Yeah. Fix it, Jesus. The boys were out on their own. So these fatherless boys were fathers to their children. They were protectors and providers. Fix it, Jesus. I graduated by this time. So that baby don't see me walk across the stage with my bachelor's degree. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. We got major contracts with the cleaning company. So that baby seeing me turning keys and turning off alarms, right? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. The youth program had been featured on the news by now. Yeah. The book out and we filming. Yeah. So all this is going on in 2017. Why we wouldn't be looked at as positive influences in her life or a part of her village, I don't know. Yeah. Do we sound like horrible people? Do we? Fix it, Jesus. Yeah. People that she should have been sheltered or taken away from. Yeah. So in 2017 is the path that we were on. So if we on this path in 2017, where do you think we would be in 2026? You see my son with his food truck. I know you see it. Yeah. You see my little brother with his landscaping business and his garage. You see it. I know you see it. You see the girls with their boutique. You see that oldest being a nurse. Yeah, you see that baby having her own business and graduating school. You see it. I know you see it. Yeah. 2026 is nothing like 2017. Because of that baby being gone out of our life. Yeah. So we was on that path. So just know she leaves me in 2018. Yeah. And that started a ball roll effect down the hill. Yeah. So it's not just the fact of her being gone, but that and the manner of how she was taken out of our lives. All that plays a factor. So tomorrow, before we go any further with dad and raising our daughters, we're going to talk about the manipulation tips that dad was using that we've already discussed, and we're going to look at the psychological damage and the adverse effect that it has on our children currently. Right. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I gotta go to work.